Hello, welcome back with me, Kelvin Edward Pada. Today, we will talk about task card, same with last meeting. But today, we will talk with different thing. So if you can see my back in my background, you will know what we talk about. So, task card is a paper that gives information about schedule maintenance in aircraft. Landing gear. Today we will talk about landing gear, corrosion preparation. So, before we talk about landing gear as a specific, we will see the task card, same with the last meeting. Purpose on the task card. We have 3 pages of task card. In the top is a page 1, and the center is page 2, and the last is a page 3. All, if you see in here, many things is the same in the top of the task card. What the same? First, the skill. All the task card, all the 3 of the task card is a skill. Is doing by a personal have a license or certificate by airframe power plant. That is skill. What is the same too? Interval. The time you doing this is a 1C. The pace is the same too. The task card revision is the same too, and the applicability is the same too to all aircraft and all engines. So, what the difference of the 3 of the task card? Let me see first. The important thing is title. The title is a different. In the top you see nose landing gear. In the middle you see main landing gear left, and the last main landing gear right. So that make a difference. What make a difference too? Work area. We have 3 work area for this task card. First in the nose gear, second in the left main gear, and the third is right main gear. So if the title and the work area is a different, so the related task is a different too. For nose gear, the related task is W-P53-14-00-A. And for the left main gear, is a relative task. The number is W-P29-00-02-B1. And in the reference related task number 3, there's a W-P29-00-2-02-B-2. So we see that's a difference. And the last difference is zone. Nose landing gear or nose gear is a zone 204, and left main landing gear is a zone in 310, and the right main landing gear is a 410. So after we know the purpose of the task card and what we should do, it is same play. There's a Boeing 737 series. Continue to the next page. So, what should the engineer do in this task card? After we know the engineer is an airframe power plant, so the engineer do is this thing. We have 3 meaning task card, and same like the top on the paper, in the point of the meaning what engineer do have something to do but have a different thing too. So let's start from read the different thing. In the corrosion prevention, nose landing gear include shock strap and attachment, drag brake links, axle surface, torsion links, nose gear actuator, nose gear steering assembly, trunnion and trunnion bearing caps, lock brace assembly and linkage. So that's a part. What is a nose landing gear? See for the corrosion prevention. If you want to see the part, I will show you in the last page. Continue, we see in the left and right main landing. That's a different. Maybe a shock strap and door attachment is the same, shock straps too in the nose. Axle surface is the same too, but the side and drag structure, that's a different. The different too is working beam. Torsion link is same. Trunnion and trunnion link is same. Look fresh. Link pins, equator and lock machine is a different too. And the last is door hinges. That's a different too. And you want to see a different about all the things we do, I will show you in the next page. So, and what the procedure we do, they're the same. The make different just a title or the place we do this job. If we see in the nose landing gear task card, there's a clean the nose landing gear and compartments, inspect for damage paint finished, damage planting, and check for corrosion. If we see in the main landing gear and main landing gear left and right, this is the same, just a different is the main landing gear and compartment, just that. Number 2 is the same. If corrosion is evident, remove corrosion and restore protective finish as particle. It's the same too for the procedure number 2. Next to procedure number 3 is the same too. Apply BMS 3-23 compound to surface area of the landing gear, fittings, connecting pin, and attachment like as required, particularly in the follow area. And the follow area you can read shock strap, up and lower drag ring, X surface, upper and lower, nose gear equator, and then else you can read. Same with the number 3 in the main landing gear left and right. It's the same too, just a different like in the top, what is included. So, now engineer know what should the engineer do, or we as an engineer, we do. Continue to the next page. So, in the next page, we see the notice and caution. Because this is the same when I read this task card, so I just show one of the example or one of the last note and caution, because the same thing. The note is remove excess BMS 3-23 with a clean dry rack. So we need to clean the BMS 3-23 with a dry rack. Number 4, after application of BMS 3-23, clean the affected grease fitting and relubricated the nose gear. So we do cleaning and re-lubricate for the nose gear, and for main left and main right is the same too. Note, in case when periodic cleaning is accomplished with steam or high water pressure and detergent, reapply BMS 3-23 to the nose gear compartment, and the main gear is the same. There's a different word. There's a main gear left, main gear right. That's that. So, what to notice this? So, if you apply or you do a clean with the water pressure and detergent, do reapply a BMS 3-23. Does that make corrosion? Water press and detergent can make a corrosion. The caution is, do not apply BMS 3-23 to silicone rubber seal or control cable. So this is a caution for you can apply BMS 3-23 to the part of the compartment like a silicone rubber seal or control cables. Obvious other precaution shown in the part 1 selection, page 3 and 4 of the corrosion reference manual. And the reference of this task car is corrosion prevention manual. So after we know what we would do to this aircraft, we read a task car, we know the schedule, we know who the person, we know the step, the procedure, and the item what we do. So we go to the plan. But after we know what should engineer do, let's see detail about the purpose. But this is what is a corrosion. This is an example of corrosion in the landing gear. You can see the different color, that is corrosion. Corrosion is a natural process that converts a refined metal into a more chemically stable form such as oxide, hydroxide, and sulfide. It is a gradual destruction of material, usually as a metal, by chemical and or electrochemical reaction with their environment. This is from Wikipedia. And corrosion is a dangerously and extremely costly problem. Because of it, will the bridge can collapse. This is a definition about corrosion. You can read. There's a point is a corrosion is a dangerous and extremely for the problem, especially in the aircraft. So after we know about corrosion, let's talk about landing gear. Landing gear is an undercarriage of an aircraft or spacecraft and may be used for either takeoff and or landing. This is from Wikipedia. The landing gear provides support for the airplane's static and ground maneuvering conditions. The landing gear also reacts to airplane load force that are generated during airplane movement. So this is information about landing gear or description about landing gear from the AMM 737 series about landing gear. The chapter is 32. The landing gear system is a 2, as we know in the task car. There's a main landing gear and the door, the nose landing gear and doors. So that the landing gear extension and retraction system extend and retract the landing gear. So the landing gear have a two type 2 extension and retraction. So the movement and the fixed landing. But for the Boeing 737 series, it's a retraction. You can movement in and out with the door. So before we go to the area, work area, engineer should prepare the tool before go to the work and do the work. So what should we prepare? First, BMS 3-23. That's important. This is a first item we use, or the important item we use. Dry rack, grease gun and refill, sandpaper. So I will explain why the sandpaper include the tools, because sometimes the corrosion in the plant is a thick, then make BMS not work enough or not work good. So we need to make a corrosion smooth with the sandpaper. After that, we use BMS to clean the corrosion. So this is a picture about BMS. This is core band 3.5, the same thing as the BMS. This is a dry rack, or in the maintenance area we can call majun. This is a grease gun, and this is a refill of grease gun. This is used for the Boeing 737 aeroshell grease 33 from the shell. And this is a sandpaper. Sometimes we use a red, this first red one. But sometimes we use the smoothest of sandpaper. But remember, you cannot also use the sandpaper, because some equipment or some part or component in the landing gear is more damaged if you use the sandpaper. So be caution too. This is make you caution for using sandpaper. So next, after we know the tools, we have a tools. Now we go to area. This is an area. This is a landing gear. This is a picture from Boeing 737 series, the new series. I mean, up for 50-100. But the same with the task car, because that task car can use an all airplane and all engine. That's the same too. So this is a area. This is a nose landing gear, and this is a main landing gear. We will talk about landing gear, main landing gear door, and nose landing gear door. This is another thing. Maybe next meet we can talk about that. So this is a general tool. Just information, knowledge for you. You know the landing gear have like this system. The landing gear level assembly. This is a nose landing gear connect with the left and main like this. Use a hydraulic system A and B, and transfer valve and equator, landing gear position light, landing gear panel in the indicator of the cockpit. This is a landing gear manual extension machine. That. So this is a right main landing gear. So what we do after we have a tool, the sandpaper and anything, we use to what the place or component. First, we see the task card. This is a shock strap, drag brake link, axle face, start C, nose landing gear equator. That's for noses. This is a part we inspection. We checking for the corrosion prevention. This is a part or component we check to the left, and this is to the right. To the plant. Let's see. First we see the nose landing gear. So we can see shock strap, torsion line, axe, axle. I'm sorry if I wrong with the read. Drag shafts heat, lock equator, shock strap again, nose landing gear equator. This is a nose landing gear equator, and this is a right drag strap trunnion. This is trunnion. This is the meaning of trunnion. This is a correction tool. This is all of a part we inspect. Toe fitting, this is the same. So that's also for nose landing gear. We checking this area, and for the right main landing gear, we see the shock straps too, trunnion bearing, drag strap, main landing gear equator. Axle assembly. This is a link connector, and outer door, center door, inner door. In here is a connection, and we check the connection. Does it have a corrosion or not? Inspection 2 if in there is a corrosion, we use BMS 3-23 for cleaning. And this is a left main landing gear, same like the right. It's a detail shock strap, outer door hook, inner door hook. We check strap, center door. In here is the position of left and right. So after we see the area of that, we do the prevention inspection for corrosion prevention. After that, you brush the BMS 323. It's an example to turning bearing. Wait for 5 or 10 minutes. After that, you clean with the dry rag or majun, and because this is a bearing, you need the re-lubrication with the grease gun and the refill, like that. Turning bearing. In here too, in shock strap you give a lubrication too with the grease. In here you can put the fluid. Yes. So that's for today. Information about for landing gear, task car about landing gear, nose landing gear, main left landing gear, and main right landing gear. Thank you for your attention. This is my picture when I doing work in the JMF. You can see in the middle, this is a equator. It's the real pitch of equator. And this is a bearing. you see clean without corrosion, that means in a good condition. So thank you for attention. See you for the next meet. Always stay safe wherever you go. Use a mask and hand sanitizer. Stay safe. Goodbye. Thank you.